Hi everyone, welcome to another video. This one's actually quite a hard one. It's basically me trying to answer the question of how to stay motivated when you're injured, which is something you would have thought I would have found out how, but I'm still trying, so there must have been something that's motivating me. But going back a step, in 2016 is when I started to do ultra running. I did a first race, which was an 82-mile race in Dorset. Got really hooked on it, and I started to enter a lot more frequent races. I started to get a lot of podiums, a lot of course records. I found GB Ultras in 2017 when I did their Liverpool to Manchester race, came second there, really enjoyed the events, and I decided for 2018 that I was going to enter all their races and get their Grand Slam. The 100-mile Grand Slam is what I wanted to go for. At this point, I probably would say I was probably at the height of my running career. I was really enjoying it, getting some really good results. I was getting some good quality training in, and then all of a sudden my Achilles decides to tear in February 2018, just before the first race of the year in March for Chester. It was one of those injuries where I could get away with things, I could get a little bit of training in, it wasn't hurting me all the time, but when I got to that Chester race, it just got to me. I think I got to about, I think it was 25 miles, 30 miles, and it was really bugging me. And when you're really trying to race and you're trying to focus on your event, and then you've just got something pulling and tearing, but you can feel it tearing all the time, you know things aren't right, it's hard to continue. And that was my first ever DNF, which on its own was demoralising straight away, because that's not something I do. It's my first race I ever DNF'd. I took it on the chin. I wanted to get back to it and get on to the next race. The next race was Liverpool to Manchester, which was I think it's in April. So I had a few weeks time training, a few weeks before the race. Didn't get any training in because I was just trying to recover the Achilles, and it happened all over again. Another DNF. So already in 2018, two DNFs, one after the other. So you can see how your confidence goes down. So all that hard training that I was doing in December, all that good training, felt like it was just going to be completely wasted. Again, I had to rest all the way to the Pennine, no running whatsoever. Got on the Pennine, managed to come third in the Pennine, managed to complete it, which was even the bigger plus. A lot of pain, really slow, but it was a race that I managed to finish, and I thought maybe from that point I started to see progress. I'd given this enough time to recover and I could keep on going. And the next race for me then was Scotland. I actually managed to get a little bit of training in, but I mean, we're talking longest run was like 6 miles. I just couldn't go any more than that because the Achilles were wary. So going into the Scotland race, I had a feeling that this wasn't going to happen and this thing was going to start to play up like it had done in Chester and Liverpool. And I got to 60 miles, I think it was. Really a lot of pain again. I tried to push through it and give it everything I got, and I ended up fracturing my shin. So this was injury number 2 that occurred. DNF'd on Scotland. Again, it was meant to be my main race. There was a lot of pressure for me. I wanted to really do well in that race. I know there was a lot of people who thought I would have been one of the ones to win it or on the podium places, and knowing that I felt rubbish. I felt like I wasn't a good runner anymore, and I was just coming up with excuses, and I really wasn't. I was in a lot of pain. Limping into that checkpoint was one of those pains I don't want to ever go across again. I then decided that the season was over for me. 2018 just wasn't a successful year. I was going to rule that out, and during that time I can't believe how depressed I was. I was horrible at home, I was horrible at work. I couldn't even get training anymore. I could have gone biking, I could probably have gone swimming, but when you're injured and you're a runner, you don't want to do anything else. I didn't want to cycle, I didn't want to swim. All I wanted to do was run and get on the mountains and hills again. And people coming up to me and saying, maybe this is your an age thing, maybe this is the end of your running, look at different sports. It's my identity, it's my character. I don't want to give up running. It's something I really enjoy doing, and I wasn't ready to give that up yet. So I think the motivation for me at this point was, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to get over this thing, and 2019 is going to be the year, and I'm going to come back even stronger. Got to just before Scotland, the break had healed. Achilles wasn't fantastic, but I knew my season was over and I was giving it plenty of time. Went down the GP route, which sent me to orthopaedics, and that just took ages. You know, the appointments after appointments just kept on going and going. It was now into January, and I've only just had my orthopaedic appointment. The season starts in March. I've done no training for 12 months, and I had no idea when I was going to be able to run or compete again. Eventually got an injection into the Achilles, I think it was back in April, which already at this point I missed 2 races of the season. So I got to a point where I thought, okay, I can't do the 50s, I'm going to try and do the 100 Grand Slam and just go for it. And I had the injection, it felt really, really good, but when I ran, it just wasn't ready to take that yet, and I had to be really cautious, and I sort of learnt the lesson there not to just overdo it and try and build it up. And yeah, build up really, really slow, and then all of a sudden in the last 5 weeks I got another stress fracture, but this time in the other leg, not from Scotland, and a lot higher up, and that stopped me over the 4 or 5 weeks, and I don't know how that's happened. This is just another injury, it's just come out of nowhere, and another span in the works, and another one that I've just had to leave alone, no training whatsoever, miss a couple more races, and I'm hanging on with a thread at this point. Scotland is still on the cards. I still want to go to that, but if I can't run in the next week or so, I mean, even then, I 5 or 6 weeks of training towards Scotland is going to be pushing it, really pushing it. So in my head already, I'm thinking, oh, it's another year completely gone. But again, I'm still determined to prove people wrong that I can get back, and when I get back, I'm going to be even stronger than I was in the first time. And I think that's all I can really, really say when it comes to motivation, is just proving to yourself, proving to the people that you're going to get back into running and you're going to do better than anything else. I mean, how many people say to you, you can't finish a 50, you can't finish a 100-mile race, and we're doing it. And I think that's got to drive us. I want to get back on the hills. I enjoy that. Even if I can't race ever again, which I'm hoping that isn't the case, I'm going to get back on this house and just enjoy it. That's what I really enjoy doing, and I'm not going to be stuck on a bike, I'm not going to be stuck in the swimming pool. So yeah, I think it's just about proving yourself that you can get back to it. The body is amazing, you just need to give it time. And yeah, I'm not ready to retire yet. I really ain't. I'm not ready to stop. I will get back on those trails if it's the last thing I do. So yeah, hopefully that's answered that question, is just look deep in and find what works for you. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've got another video coming out about people who are doing 50 miles and hopefully aiming for 100. Be a bit more detailed, a little bit longer, that one, just to help those that are thinking maybe for 100 mile next year or later this year, or even maybe thinking of the Grand Slam. Hopefully there's some tips in there that will help you achieve that 100-mile race that you're planning for. But yeah, leave any comments below if that's helped you today, or there's something you want to see, or any questions you have for that 50 to 100-mile race questionnaire type thing, or video. Yeah, and I'll try and answer in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, bye.